I had a horrible dream last night. Now, one of those, wake up in a cold sweat types. The calendar read Wednesday, November 7th, and the Democrats had gained control of the House of Representatives. And the first, horrible vision I had was kind of blurry, but it was Maxine Waters, and she was talking about Justice Kavanaugh.
It was heartbreaking, but I think women are not going to recede. Women are going to continue to confront what took place in that confirmation and him, and he won't rest easy in his job.
Whoa. What does Auntie Maxine mean by that? He won't rest easy. It kind of sounds like an implicit threat to me. Or does she just mean impeachment? Or that the justice is going to be confronted at his home and public life, public places? Is it some kind of dog whistle to go after Kavanaugh? Similar to her earlier call to harass conservatives earlier this year? Well, soon she may be harassing all of America. If the Democrats wrest control of the House of Representatives, guess what? Auntie M could be the first woman to lead the House Financial Services Committee. Now, never mind that she once faced 3 ethics violations charges for setting up a meeting between Treasury officials and a bank her hubby sat on the board of and had large investments in. But Maxine thinks she's Teflon, so she just keeps on making threats.
I'm going to keep saying that we need to impeach him. Join with me. Let's impeach 45. If he thinks he can stop me from talking about impeach 45, he's got another thought coming. Impeach 45. Impeach 45.
That's my ringtone, by the way. It's so, I always want to avoid it. And this is another man who shares Maxine's impeachment fantasy. If the Democrats sweep to power, Jerry Nadler would become chairman of the Judiciary Committee. He's already sharpening his knife, or fork and knife, for Kavanaugh.
We would have to investigate any credible allegations, certainly of perjury and other things that haven't been properly looked into before. If he is on the Supreme Court and the Senate hasn't investigated, then the House will have to.
Now, with all that's facing America, all our potential, do we really want a prolonged inquisition of a sitting Supreme Court justice? The last and only time the House impeached a Supreme Court justice was in 1804. So you ready for Kavanaugh Circus Part 3? Well, unless Senator Spartacus becomes a lion tamer, I'm going to pass on that three-ringer. Then there's Massachusetts Congressman Richie Neal. He's poised to become the chairman of the House Ways and Means Committee. And if that happens, forget the idea of making those Trump middle-class tax cuts permanent. Neal was a fierce opponent of the Trump tax package and is expected to try to roll back some of those tax cuts. There goes our economic boom. And then there's Maryland's Elijah Cummings. He's in line to become chairman of the Oversight and Government Reform Committee. His mission? To investigate the Trump administration's 7 ways to Sunday.
I want to look at what President Trump has done, aided and abetted by the Republicans in Congress, to tear down the foundations of our democracy.
Oh, that's all. Well, Cummings is already on record as saying he'd like to probe Trump's cancellation of security clearances, the 2020 census, the rights of federal employees, and the president's treatment of the press. Now, these frivolous partisan investigations would cost millions and, of course, achieve Zippo. But they would certainly serve the Democrats' goal of paralyzing the president and his administration in a blizzard of probes and inquiries. And, my friends, it won't end there. If Peter DeFazio becomes a Transportation Committee chairman, he's planning to do oversight of the Trump International Hotel and the Government Services Administration, which is the agency that gave Trump a lease for the old post office building in D.C. where the hotel is. And if money is power, Congresswoman Nita Lowey of New York is about to become the queen of the House. She could head the powerful Appropriations Committee in charge of spending your money. Lowey has never met a liberal social program she didn't like, and the 81-year-old Democrat would have the power to shift our spending priorities from things like defense and border security to welfare and arts programs. That'll keep the economy humming. And the wall, it'll never be funded. The left is salivating over all of these possibilities in a liberal House takeover.
Adam Schiff could restart the Russia investigation. Elijah Cummings at Oversight will have subpoena power. You know, Maxine Waters will be the head of the Committee on Financial Regulation. The House Ways and Means Committee will be able to obtain Trump's tax returns. It's going to be a completely different environment in terms of the ability to hold them accountable for all these outrages.
For the MSNBC crowd, it's like Christmas morning. But for America, it would be the nightmare we cannot allow to become a reality. If this band of liberal misfits and radicals takes the reins of power in the House come November, it'll be scarier than Halloween, only the trick will be on the American people. And the treats, they'll be given away to someone else. And that's the angle.